Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. A few days back, we went ahead and broke down what I was hoping to see, what changes, what updates, what gameplay elements I was hoping to see in Warzone 2. Sort of a wish list, if you will, and you guys really seem to enjoy that. You guys also brought some really cool ideas to the table as well in the comments, and today I wanted to do something similar but for Modern Warfare 2, primarily focusing on multiplayer here, because I for one am incredibly excited for MW2. The original MW2 from 2009, by far my favorite Call of Duty of all time. MW 2019, which is the sort of prequel to this game, obviously, also one of my favorites and probably the reason that a lot of you guys are on this channel in the first place. So today we're breaking down what things I think MW2 needs to succeed. As we break them all down, if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new here or if you have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with everything going on in COD, news, updates, loadouts, tips. You're gonna find it all right here. So feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. And also, as we're going through all these things that I'd like to see in MW2 today, by all means, feel free to drop the things you want to see down in the comments below. You never know which developers, which people from Call of Duty might actually end up watching this video, and perhaps we can have a positive impact on the game. So just like back in my Warzone 2 wishlist video, I'm going to start things off with something that I feel like is basically mandatory in a Call of Duty game right now. Just gameplay features across all platforms, primarily an FOV slider. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I fully expect there to be an FOV slider on console for both MW2 and Warzone 2, just simply based off the fact that we're now on an upgraded version of MW 2019's engine. Obviously, after MW 2019, we saw Cold War drop. That had a console FOV slider. Vanguard, which is also an upgraded version of the MW 2019 engine, had a console FOV slider. So just basing it off of those developments and those upgrades, there's no excuse to not have a console FOV slider in MW2. Also with that, crossplay options, just like what I talked about over in Warzone 2 and in that wishlist video. You don't, I feel like, need to have forced crossplay enabled or disabled, but you should have the option as a player to turn it off if you want to, or force it to console only if you want to, just in case you don't want to go against the sweatier and potentially cheatier lobby with PC players in it. So I feel like you should have the options, not necessarily forced one way or the other. So like I said, just some basic stuff there that I feel like should be in every COD at this point. Moving on, before we get into like the real detailed stuff with gameplay things and whatnot, this is sort of an overarching thing I want to see with MW2. Consistent, clear, and solid communication. This is something I feel like every single COD studio struggles with from time to time. Usually when the games first drop, the communication is great. The studios are super active. They're always tweeting, they're always updating. And then a few months in, the hype sort of dies down a little bit. So does the communication. And then updates, while they could still be frequent, don't necessarily have all the previews and all the context to them that we usually would see towards launch. So I just want to see solid communication. Back during MW 2019, it was awesome because we ended up having like weekly or bi-weekly community posts going over things that they're working on, things they want to hear feedback on, all sorts of really cool stuff. That went on for like a month and a half and then just abruptly stopped, which is really unfortunate because I love those. That was a super solid way to keep the community involved with the game. So I'm hoping to see solid communication and a consistent stream of communication throughout the 2 years that this game is going to be the primary Call of Duty. Next up, pretty much everything throughout the remainder of the video here is going to be gameplay based. I would love to see Ground War return. I for one love the chaos that was MW 2019 Ground War. It was by far my most played mode in that game. I was a huge fan. The large maps, the different spawn system, the 50 players, it was so much fun having those larger scale maps that are a little bit more unique than just the standard Call of Duty 3-lane multiplayer maps. Sure, I spent a ton of time grinding shoot house and shipment for camos, but really, if I was trying to have fun on MW 2019 multiplayer, I was jumping into Karst River Quarry or downtown or any other map there, maybe not so much in Naya Palace, to play Ground War. I love the mode. I hope we see it back in MW2. The only thing that concerns me is that it's been rumored that we're gonna have combat pacings like Blitz and Tactical. So if we already have Blitz, which is like 10v10, 14 versus 14, I'd be curious to see if we saw 24 versus 24 or something Ground War-esque, but I really hope we do. Another thing I loved about MW 2019 that I really hope to see return in MW 2022 or MW2 is the ability to build secret weapons via the gunsmith. If you remember back in MW 2019, the gunsmith was pretty revolutionary. You could take something like the MP5 and build the MP5K. You could take the Holger and build the G16. You could make all these secret weapons that weren't in the game, but because of attachment builds, you could make these secret guns from like old Call of Duties, for instance. Really cool premise. We made a ton of videos about those on the channel and they always did really well, and you guys really seem to enjoy those back then. So I hope we get that customization level back with the gunsmith in Modern Warfare 2. Shifting back towards a gameplay focus here, the time to kill. This is probably what I'm the most concerned about for MW2, just because Infinity Ward games usually have a faster TTK. And I mean, from MW 2019 to now, I think it's become very clear that the Call of Duty community likes that slightly slower TTK. Personally, I feel like the Cold War TTK was a really good spot. MW 2019, ridiculously fast. Vanguard is pretty fast as well. Cold War, it was not super slow, but you had enough time in a gunfight to react. It wasn't, oh, you're getting shot in the back, well, enjoy the death then. There will be no competition in this gunfight. So I would enjoy that slightly slower TTK. I feel like it makes things more competitive. It also gives more of a feel to a gun in a gunfight, right? It's not a split second and it's over on to the next kill. So hopefully we can see a solid TTK in this game. Another thing that I really enjoyed in MW 2019, spoiler alert, a lot of the things on this list are things that I really enjoyed in previous COD games that I'd like to see return. For instance, gunfight plus the gunfight tournaments. Champion Hill and Vanguard, it was cool, but it's not really a mode I'll go back and play. I loved playing gunfight in MW 2019 and even a little in Cold War as well, especially when we had those tournaments going on where we could unlock those special blueprints and unique rewards for a limited time. I thought that was really cool. Sort of like a ranked play like mode without the long-term grind of what a ranked play mode is. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a great implementation, kept the game feeling fresh, and gave you an incentive to grind for, which is always fantastic. Next up, and this is something I'm also a bit concerned about considering we're gonna have this Call of Duty game for 2 years for the first time ever, consistent content updates. You know, throughout a standard year of Call of Duty, from November to November when a COD game releases, we have 5 to 6 seasons. The content stream is usually pretty steady. There are some lulls here and there towards the end of a season, or if there's a break in between for the holidays or something, but for the most part, we get a lot of content updates in COD. I'm really hoping that for a 2-year game, we get consistent content updates throughout the entire period. It's not, you know, 3 months of a ton of content and then 2 months of really not all that much, because they have to make it last for 2 years. Like I said, that is a concern that I have. I have faith in Infinity Ward to, you know, have a consistent content stream based off their previous games, and I'm hoping to see them follow through with our first ever 2-year life cycle. When it comes to some of the multiplayer maps here, one thing I will say about some Infinity Ward games previously is the color palettes, not all that fantastic. MW2 looked pretty solid. MW3, every single map was a shade of gray, green, or brown, or all of them combined. It was very boring. MW 2019 had some solid maps. There was some good, vibrant, flashy maps, especially some of the DLC ones I thought were really good. I'm hoping we see very diverse and unique, vibrant, colorful maps, while also having in some more like realistic, maybe darker maps that have a cooler undertone to them, if you will. I just hope there's diversity in the maps, but also not just bland color schemes across all of them, just because that makes the game more fun to play when it's bright and vibrant and more energetic, I guess you could say. This next point might be a bit controversial when it comes to the streak system. We've had score streaks, we've had kill streaks. I, for one, mainly lean towards the score streak side of things, just because I feel like with kill streaks directly, you're sort of promoting people to camp. You could sit back in your spawn with a sniper and get 7 kills and get your Harriers, and I don't think there's that much skill in that. I don't think that you should necessarily be rewarded for that with a powerful streak. Whereas score streaks, you're enticed to play the objective, to go out and also get kills and get double kills and bonus multipliers and whatnot. That said, despite score streak versus kill streak, I feel like the MW3 streak system was one of the best that we've ever had, where it was a point streak system where you got points for getting kills, but you also got points for doing the objectives as well. So if you really wanted to get streaks fast, you'd have to get kills while also capturing a flag in domination, or maybe sitting in a hard point for a certain amount of time. I really like that system. I'm also kind of surprised we've never seen the return of the MW3 system where we had support, assault, and specialist, just because Call of Duty obviously caters a ton to lower skill or more casual players. And the support streak system, where you got streaks just for getting a certain amount of kills in a game, not even in a streak sense, is about as perfect as it gets for that casual audience. So I'm kind of surprised we've never seen that return, as a little side note there. But I honestly think a point streak system would work really, really well. Then the last thing that I want to bring up for today's video, very simple, but also sort of a one-to-one when you think of Modern Warfare as a franchise. We need a callable nuke in this game. I don't know if it needs to be like a 25 streak that you select or a 30 streak that you select in the menu, or if it's just a secret streak. If you get 25 gun kills without dying, you get your nuke. I just hope there's a callable nuke in the game, because that again gives you something to grind for, something to work towards in a match. And let's be honest, Modern Warfare without a callable nuke, is it really Modern Warfare? So yeah, all that being said, that is my MW2 wish list. Like I said earlier, if you have additional things you want to add to this list, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you guys are looking forward to with MW2 and what you want to see in the game. But that's going to wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, or if you have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with everything going on in COD. So feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. And as always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.